and welcome to everyone on a wet and previously windy day. Hopefully, you're staying safe and healthy wherever you are. And again, please continue to use the Naval Support Activity Monterey Facebook and MDBR pages to look at the most up-to-date information. Tina, for instance, is our public affairs officer for the installation, updated with some weather information yesterday regarding the severe weather and another hazardous weather that we're dealing with now for quite some, probably till tomorrow morning-ish time frame. A couple of new items. Uh, some might be pertinent to you, some might not, but we'll go through those. We have the motorcycle training courses. Those are resumed with the basic rider course, February 13 to 14, on board the Presidio of Monterey. So the Navy has contracted out through our safety office to conduct those courses, and then the actual motorcycle range is over on the Presidio of Monterey. The point of contact is the Naval Support Activity Monterey Safety Office, specifically Holly Rose. Her office number is 831-656-3117, or all lowercase HROSE at nps.edu. Next item is I would imagine everyone's aware of it at this point, but the stay-at-home orders across the state, all regions, has been lifted as effective on Monday. So that no longer is applicable. However, we remain the purple tier, which is the highest color-coded tier within for the area. So even though it's less restrictive than the stay-at-home order, it still entails some restrictions. So please make sure you're mindful of that. And there's any number of websites you can go Google and look the information up in terms of COVID California and things like that. It explains it, gives you details on what services are available and so forth. Also, I wanted to say good luck to the first class petty officers that will be participating in the Chief Petty Officer exam tomorrow. That's on Thursday, the 20th of February. I'm sorry, January. Moving ahead too quickly here. And then also congratulations to the 4 Chief Petty Officers that are selects. So we have 4 first-class petty officers that are chief selects. They will be attending a modest but a meaningful pinning ceremony on Friday, the 29th of January here. So great job, wonderful opportunity. Despite everything going on in the world, we had 4 chief selects that were able to finish the season and get through the initiation process, get some professional development to get to do the pinning ceremony tomorrow. So great job. Also, for next month, for awareness, the Navy will be conducting annual continental U.S.-wide anti-terrorism force protection exercises. Some of you may be familiar with these, having been in and around naval installations in the past, but they're named Citadel Shield and then Solid Curtain. And so the Citadel Shield is first, and that's conducted 1 to 5 February, so that'll be next week. It consists of local force protection drills and exercises on board the installation, and including this installation here. We're targeting the 3rd of February for the integrated exercises or drills here. The next aspect is solid curtain. That occurs from 8 to 12 February. Probably a little more pertinent to those online here because it's a scenario-driven exercise that will put Naval Support Activity in Monterey into what's called Force Protection Condition Charlie, which is an upgraded condition from what we are now for about 24 hours, could be a little longer. And then the fact that it's a scenario-driven means that we don't exactly know when FBCon Charlie will start and end. And that's for all installations, naval installations. So, please be mindful that when U.S. Naval Forces Northern Command orders that change in force protection condition from Bravo to Charlie for Navy Region Southwest installations, including Naval Support Activity in Monterey, that means 100% commercial vehicle inspections prior to being granted access to the installation. And so those commercial vehicle inspections for NSAM will only take place from 0700 to 3 p.m. at the sloat gate. So you might experience the sloat gate being more congested than normal, coinciding with those commercial vehicle inspections during those time periods. And that's even regardless of the recent lighter traffic. So, please allow some extra time from the 8th to the 12th, 2 weeks from now, due to that possible increased traffic at the Sloat Gate. And last but not least, we've got a reminder that there's a federal holiday on the 15th of February, and that quality of life service closures such as the fitness center and office and things like that will occur, and Kyle can expand on those. We got a couple of, let's see, do we know if classes will be held in person or mostly online for next quarter? That'd be a great question for those that the first name is there, David. David, for your NPS, I imagine you're talking about Naval Postgraduate School when you're talking about classes. I would recommend contacting your supervisor or academic individuals. I don't know if they'll be online or in person next quarter. So the Dean of Students can ultimately answer that one, along with anyone that he's working alongside, like Deputy Dean of Students. So you can reach out to those individuals. Do you know when the La Mesa Housing Neighborhood Gym and Pool Complex reopen? I do not. The Palm Price Gym is open along with NPS Gym. Why is the facility still closed? That would be a decision of the partners, specifically the parks management. And I do know from just other naval installations, so the Navy doesn't have housing authority here at Monterey. The U.S. Army does, working with the housing partner, which is the parks. But I do know from Navy installations in this region that have a different management firm. It's called Lincoln Military Housing. They also have their neighborhood gym and pool complexes closed if they do have those on an installation within the housing area. So I do not know when it's going to be reopened. I suspect they're waiting for conditions to improve, and they'll make a determination of that. And it's a private company, so they're going to make their own determination based upon their internal criteria. I'm sure they're looking at litigation considerations and things like that. So ultimately, I'd imagine they have the health and welfare of those that would have access to those facilities in mind. So, um, other than that, I don't have an answer for you on that one. That's just more conjecture than anything else. Other than that, I don't see any more questions in the chat. So I'll hand it over to Kyle for any word from Fleet and Fleming Readiness.
Thanks, Skipper, and good afternoon, NSA Monterey. Just wanted to talk about a couple quick things. We know that the stay-at-home order did end, but wanted to reinforce that doesn't change anything in terms of the military operations and the quality of life services that we're providing here in NSA Monterey. Our services are already at the maximum amount allowable in terms of access that we have in terms of customers, hours of operation, and what we can and cannot open. And that did not change with the state stay-at-home order or the release of that order. So no changes to our current programming. We still have the gym open for active duty. The golf course is open for all authorized customers as well as their guests. We still have food facilities open on the base, such as Starbucks, Cafe Del Monte for breakfast and lunch, and you can order takeout or room delivery in the NJS from the El Prado room that is featuring the new Trident menu. So if you're interested in some of the new dishes that are coming out in the Trident room when we do get to reopen, now's a great time to call in, order some food for takeout. You can drop in, pick it up, take it back home and eat it. So a good opportunity for you there as well. And of course we have childcare, the hotel and the RV park that are open to certain authorized customers. So, but with that said, no other real changes. We did get some questions saying, hey, the stay-at-home order is over. How does that change things for us? It doesn't. We're already operating at the max capacity we can. And to touch a little bit on what the skipper said about the gym and pool out in La Mesa is that I believe that would still fall under the state regulations in terms of when they can and can't open. So if some of you may be members at the Monterey Sports Complex downtown, that's still not open. I don't believe that indoor gyms can be open yet within the state. And I think that would apply to the pool as well. So, but your best point of contact for that, like the skipper said, would be the parks. They would be able to give you any specific information, but my educated guess would be that they're waiting on the conditions in the state to change and authorization. So, but that's all the updates I have from quality of life. Hopefully, we're slowly moving in a positive direction in terms of the coronavirus and the vaccinations and so forth. So we'll be able to get some services open for you guys here within the next month or so. So with that said, I'll kick it back over to you, Skipper.
All right, thanks, Kyle. And great point about what is within the realm of possible when it comes to things that are not located inside the fence line. So thanks, appreciate that. Um, just some notes on the recent weather or ongoing weather, really, but in regards to the severe weather, that the heavy winds and the deluge of rain we got earlier this morning. A real big shout out to Kyle's team on the recreation side. The golf course remained open, even though the power we did experience a loss of power out at the in the golf course area. The clubhouse and the eatery and the maintenance facilities were were dark, but the golf course remained open, and great job by the maintenance crews keeping the course able to play and safe, removing debris, branches, things like that. So great job. And then for the our police force on the installation, wonderful job throughout the evening, doing additional rounds, making surveys along with the Naval Facility Command. Um, Folks, our public works artisans who are up throughout the night, making sure that as things occurred, it was getting addressed so that we could have everything open, ready for business this morning. Roads were cleared. We had vegetation and debris in some areas, and we had 3 fallen trees that were immediately addressed on the installation. So really appreciate it. A couple partial isolated power outages, and those were handled in a very expeditious and safe manner. So really good job to make sure these services we're talking about were able to keep running for the most part with minimal interruptions. So despite everything that was going on, so really great job on the part of everyone. That takes a huge team effort. So, and we had our emergency operations center stood up all night. It still is right now. It'll be closing down or going cold here in a couple hours as we continue to monitor what's going on. But really appreciate again everyone's understanding and patience for any minimal interruptions we had. We did have earlier the Child Development Center up at La Mesa Housing had uh, a loss of potable water around noon. It came back and then it dropped off again. And so there was some it remained open with some mitigations, um, and we're working with the appropriate entities to make sure that everything is full up by tomorrow. So for those children that return with their parents. So any questions in the chat? I don't see any additional questions. I'll give it a moment or two, and while I'm waiting to see if anyone has anything to type in, the next virtual town hall meeting is on Wednesday, the 10th of February. If you can believe it, we're already into February. Um, and we're kind of knocking on wood because I think the joke around here is that the next thing up is locusts. Uh, but and we'll address that when it comes, I guess, too. But really appreciate everyone's time in attending this afternoon. Please, again, stay safe, stay healthy as we continue to work through and persevere going forward. So, all right. What is the latest in the vaccine delivery? Well, if you're talking for the county, you can look at county resources. There's a bunch of information. I know the most recent. This is from last Friday. I want to say the county of Monterey had received the latest word I knew publicly was about 34,000 doses, and is working through phase 1 alpha. So finishing up the um, healthcare workers and then into the first responders and such, and then starting to prep the battle space for phase 1 Bravo, which I'm not on the public side, out in the community side. I'm not 100%. I'm more familiar with the DoD schema, but I understand that it includes a greater degree of individuals. I know we got a data call just to ask for some information. So. And in terms of the DoD, CalMed over at the Presidio of Monterey, which is the military treatment facility, continues. They did receive a first order. I don't know the exact number, but they are word from the commander over at CalMed is that they what is currently the COVID test tent will be closed tomorrow, the 20th of January, uh, in order to conduct some vaccinations with the small number that do have hand-to-hand. And that again would be the DoD schema, so the highest priority. There are DoD health workers that are over at the Presidio, and a handful that are on the naval support activity, and then any first responders. I suspect they'll probably get through a handful of the Fed Fire EMTs type individuals. But as of right now, in terms of DoD vaccination here on the peninsula, CalMed has the lead. They're the military treatment facility, and they're moving out. I don't have timelines, and we're all waiting for phone calls over here at the Naval Support Activity also, based on different DoD schema priorities. And let's see, what was the other one? I mean, our chain of command. Okay, all right. DoD civilians. What about DoD civilians? I suspect you're talking about vaccinations. Yeah, you'll get a call through your command, like anybody else, if you're willing to volunteer to receive a dosage of the vaccination. So, yep. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thanks all for attending. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Kyle, for hosting today and being part of this. And stay safe and healthy. All right. Out here. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day and going into the weekend.